Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to this Monday morning briefing webinar. How's everyone doing? Are you guys okay? Did you have a good weekend? We're gonna wait just for 30 seconds for those who are trying to join now. Hello, Cherry. So let's get started. Just to make sure, this webinar is for market analysis and education purposes only. Hello, Priscilla. Hello, guys who just tune up on YouTube Live, and for those who just tune up on Zoom. I hope everyone had a good rest this weekend. So let's go through the news events for the day. Just before we go there, so in order not to forget, please make sure you like and subscribe the videos we are doing. I will really appreciate it. I drop you here the links for the Telegram channel, for the Instagram channel to okay, so you can make sure you receive all the notification, guys. That will be fantastic, so you don't miss. Hello, sorry guys, I think my microphone was on the mute. Good morning. Did anyone hear anything from what I said? Now it's okay. Okay, apologies for that. Okay, so some people they could listen, some others no. Okay, these things happen sometimes. So I was just saying, please make sure you subscribe on the YouTube channel for those who are on the Zoom account. And for everyone, please, on the Instagram and on the Telegram, you're going to receive all the notifications and updates. Without saying more, let's just go to the major events for today. Today, Monday, 15th of August, many banks in Europe, they have holidays today, so nothing major news happening which can affect our trading. So we don't expect to see significant amount of volatility at any moment in the market. Tomorrow, Tuesday, we will have the RBA meeting minutes. Later on in the UK, unemployment rate expected to remain the same. Then moving on forwards to the New York session, inflation rate in Canada, they expect to see a drop in number, 8.1% previous, forecast 7.6%. And then in the US, we expect to see some drop in the number of building permits and housing starts. That's one of the important indicators in the US economy, because if people, they don't buy new homes or they don't start building new homes, it means that they cannot afford that much. So it's not help strengthening their currency. In regards of the news of Wednesday, we will have the FOMC meetings and some unemployment rate in the Australian side, but we're going to talk about this on the Wednesday morning briefing. Let's have a look from the premium analytics. The major News headlines: China's central bank cuts key policy rates by 10 basis points. Chinese economy slows unexpectedly as rebound sputters. China new home prices post bigger fall in over 6 years, and specifically average new home prices in 70 major cities in July fell 1.67%, compared with the same period a year earlier, after falling 1.29% in June, according to the Wall Street Journal calculations. Japanese economy recovers pre-pandemic size with 2.2% growth. Market rebound draws worry from some investors. Labor shortage, it's a vexing challenge for the US economy. They say that they usually have problem with the labors in general in the US. Ukraine's food exports slowly pick up under grain corridor agreement. So it says here 18 ships moving to and from the post in Odessa. Saudi Aramco posts 90% jump in profit, generating billions for kingdom. That's an interesting information in Dubai. Saudi Arabia's national oil company on Sunday posted a 90% jump in quarterly profit on the back of a high oil prices, generating billions of dollars in cash for their country. Ukraine accuses Russia of using nuclear plant to blackmail West. Winemakers in Southern Europe grapple with extreme weather. We will see what will happen with this one in terms of production. So guys, that's all for the news. Let's go to our chart. As usual, good morning to those they just tune up. I hope you guys had a good weekend as well. Guys, please type the currency pairs or the asset you would like me to analyze them for you today. As usual, I will go through the major and the usual pairs. Pound US dollar, we talked last time about this point here. Let's bring up a drawing tool so we make things a bit easier. So we had this point, which it was higher high, this point here. Then we said that the market can come to retest this area, which it came. So we had this retest, and then we could possibly look for longs, but up to these points here that played off. We didn't put a higher high, so we didn't make a new high in this market. Hello, Terrence. We will talk about the DAX in a while. And the market, it started just pulling backwards. Now, because we didn't put any new highs here, we said that from this point, we cannot start moving to the start buying. Okay, yeah, we could move to the upside, but we cannot start initiating buying positions for the reason that we didn't make a new high above this high point. So we are in a range market. So any lower time frame movement, it should be within this side, this range bound here. So it's not a very clear pair to start looking for trades. We want to see either market break above this high and make a new higher high, or to break this low, which it was the last point of control, and make lower low and start shorting. Euro US dollar, we talked about this pair that on the weekly chart, it came to a point of retracement from this extensive impulse. So we said on the daily chart, when the market is going to come around these highs here, we're going to start looking for shorts. On the 4 hour, we had this double top with this almost bearish engulfing, which it wasn't exactly a bearish engulfing. That's why I didn't get involved with that. Now we have this this point. Let me just put it better. So we have this point here, which for some people it's a valid swing. For me, it's not, because this high didn't exceed this high. So it's not the ideal point of control which I would like to enter to the short side. However, having the weight from the daily that is start pushing down, and from the weekly, maybe we can take this as a, now I'm thinking it better, maybe that's a good point. If the price come to retest this area here, we can start looking for short, but ideally we want to see the price break below this point, which create this strong impulse move, and then on any bounces back to start looking for shorts. USD JPY. On the daily chart, we said that we have this point here, this point there. So this is the impulse move to the downside. So the market came here. At some point, we said if we're going to see higher highs, we can start looking for longs on the 4 hour, which the market was here and it's just making a lower low. So at this point in time, we cannot do anything with this. USD Swiss, it's one of the very clear pairs, at least from the technical perspective. So the market make a lower low on the daily chart. We have this impulse move, nice break of structure. So we wait for the market to give us a pullback, and on the lower time frames, we can just utilize and take advantage of this retracement. Euro yen daily chart, we see the market it's making lower lows. However, we came down to this point which we said that buyers maybe stepped in and take the control and create a new high, which it was this high here, but market didn't exceed this high. Now we see that sellers are in control. They put this bearish engulfing here. So on the 4 hours, on the 1 hours, after this break of structure, this lower low, pullback, this pin bar here was very good to initiate short positions if someone was watching that one. Pound Japanese yen. Similar, the sellers, they try to break this area, but the buyers, they stepped in, they put this pin bar here, bullish pin bar, but the market, we saw that it snapped immediately back with this bearish candle, so it didn't leave us room to move to the upside. So it's a bit unclear, this market, so we better stay on the sidelines and wait for something clear. Again, if someone was viewing this as a lower low in the market and they start initiating short positions, I wouldn't do that. I prefer to do that on the euro yen because it was more clear. And the reason is this low point managed to make a higher high. So this was a valid swing in the market. If you go on the Japanese, on the JBP, JPY, you will see that this low point here didn't manage to make a higher high. So it's not a valid swing in the market. Now, this low point, if it's going to be taken out, it's going to be the first swing low. So if it's going to be taken out, it means we're going to have a new low in the market. So lower high, lower low, that's a downtrend. We can start looking for shorts. Let's go to the DAX. Last time we talked about the 4-hour chart with this bearish engulfing here from this trying to be filled gap, this one here. So the market didn't push through, and we said that if we want to short the DAX, we better wait for the break of the structure. We did was thus this swing point here, and the market never came at this area, so we pushed higher. We have a strong bullish candle here, close higher than the gap. Before we saw a bullish engulfing, another strong bullish candle. The bodies of the bearish candles are very small comparing to the bullish candles. So this market has strength to the upside, of course. Now the next zone of liquidation, it's this one up here, at least from the technical perspective, it's this level here. So we have this room to move, and we can go to the 4-hour chart, 1-hour charts you are. So you can take advantage of the retracements. Either you put limit orders and you buy on the retracement, or you wait for a price action like this one here to show you that buyers are in control, and you buy like this price action here, this price action here, like these pin bars here, this bullish engulfing, this sort of price action. All right. Bitcoin US dollar, we specifically mentioned about this strong candle, and we said that usually the middle of these impulse candles act as resistance in a downtrend. So we had the first this high here from this pin bar, and it was in the 20th of July, sorry. The market struggled to make a higher high, another fail here, but we had this ascending triangle formation. If you have watched the webinar I told you a few times to watch, I talked about the patterns, and we have this triangle formation because we see the price just drifting within these boundaries. However, the triangle formation at some point should have been broken to the upside, which it hasn't here. So maybe it's a fail pattern. Anyhow, for those who were initiating positions from this area, they should have been taking their profits around this high, because we don't know what the market is going to do when it approached the last high. So better to lock some profits or to just move to another trade and just close the trade down with a profit. So at this point, we just see the sellers trying to push it lower. And it's just moving sideways around this resistance. So for me to be a seller in this market, I will definitely need to see, I want to see some daily lower high and lower low. I don't go blindly on the 4-hour chart to get this low point here and then start looking for short, because there are few obstacles like this one here, like this one, like this one. There are some zones which we have to really be careful. So, and as we said, there are more clear markets to look at them. In regards to the euro pound, from a technical perspective, it's a more clear market to trade. I'm currently in a trade here. I sold there. I have my stop here. So I expect the market to come and retest. And you see my take profit, it's somewhere above the last swing of the market, because we don't know actually what is going to happen here. And guys, really, if we manage to get in a trade with small, with let's say timed stop loss, but of course protective stop loss, and then we can manage to get 221, 321, 521, or whatever it's a number, then we can afford to be more calm in our entries and to be patient with the trades to play out. So we don't rush to go and close the trades because of fear or because of any other emotion, because if we do the calculations, if you are winning twice or more on the trades you are winning, you can afford to have even less than 50% success ratio and to be ahead of your game. So that's why it's important the 2-to-1 minimum to be in your to consider it in your parameters. So on the daily chart, we have this pin bar here, retesting this trend line. Market, it's making lower highs and lower lows. So it's, in my opinion, it's a good market. Let's have a look at the Australian dollar, Japanese yen. So TPAC, Aussie JPY. Market, it's sitting around these high points here. The last week we had the buyers trying to push high, but they didn't manage to go through all these points here. Now on the daily chart, the market structure, it shows that this point here tried to make a lower low from these lows here, but it didn't close lower, so it's a bit uncertain. We have this move to the downside, and the market does not have a structure, didn't break any structure and didn't create any structure. It was just a move to the downside. So right now, there are no statistical bias in the market on how can we read it from the technical perspective and apply technical analysis so we can initiate positions here. I hope you guys understand this concept. Now, the lower time frames we move on, of course, we're going to see trends, uptrends, downtrends. Now on the 4-hour, we see this uptrend. If you go on the 5-minute chart, you're going to see in your screen a downtrend because of this move here. But as we said, we want to do a higher time frame analysis first, and the higher time frame says that where is this moves comes from? Is it a retracement of the previous move? So we don't have a structural move here, so we can anticipate a retracement. The market is just shoot down and then shooting up. So it's a bit unclear, this one. It looks like the euro yen, it's more clear when we talk about Japanese yen pairs. So euro, please, well, Australian dollar, US dollar, Aussie USD. And let's put it close to the majors. Up. Aussie USD. The market here on the daily chart is making higher highs. We have this impulse move, which creates a new high in the market. So we have this swing of higher high. Now, on the weekly chart, though, we do see that, okay, let's don't go on the weekly. So the point of control, it's somewhere here for this market. Now, if we see this market coming here and on the 4-hour chart give us a strong price action, which we can use it to trade to the upside, we can target these high points here. Or if the market is going to just push through this area, which it was the last swing in the market, if it's going to push through, Then we're going to go back to a range and we will wait for the market to take this low point to start looking for shorts. So for now, the short term, it's up, and we have to see some type of higher high, sort of a strong price action to move to the upside. Okay, so let's Euro Australian dollar came from Cherry, Euro AUD. Daily chart, it's clearly showing downwards momentum. However, we are careful that we have this point of control, the last one here, and it's a liquidation zone, which many orders are sitting here to react to this downwards move. So we have to be careful if we are short. We have to be careful when the market, if the market arrives at this point, to protect our trade and our capital. But now, from a technical perspective, we have this lower low, this lower high. So on the 4-hour chart, we can find a strong price action or some sell limit entries, and so we can go short. So the bias for this market, it's to the downside. We talk about the DAX, Euro USD, USD Yen, USD Switch. Winnie, we covered all these pairs. Hi, thank you. Regarding the engulfing pattern, you said last time that you have pair on pending in anticipation. Yes, last time I said that on the 4-hour chart, engulfing pattern, you said last time that you had prepared pending order on the Euro USD. Cherry, I think that was some time ago and not last time on the 11th. Sorry, I don't recall, Cherry, exactly which day, because I think on the 11th, was it, if you are talking about this one here in anticipation for the double top, this never played out because the engulfing, in order to be the engulfing pattern, we place a sell stop below the low of the previous candle. So once this candle take the high of this pin bar, let's say here, then we can prepare a sell stop below this low point, but that never happened. So, and we set expire, we set expire time. Okay, so don't we have to see close an engulfing candle before to take in consideration? Otherwise, how can predict that the candle can be engulfing one? Okay, sorry. Okay, I apologize. You're right. I didn't read the whole question. So in terms to the engulfings, there are two different ways I personally trade engulfing, and Cherry, you are right at some point. I see the daily chart. If the daily chart is making lower highs and lower lows, on the 4-hour chart, if I see this type of double top and I want to get as early as possible to the anticipation of the engulfing, I have the confirmation of the daily chart, which is a downtrend, first confirmation, with which lower highs and lower lows. And I have a possible reversal pattern here with a double top. And the probabilities for the engulfing says that if the price it's going to take for a bearish engulfing, if the price is going to take the high and it's going to reverse the direction, most likely if it's going to take the low, it's going to be with a strong bearish momentum. So that's the probabilities. And the only ways I put pending orders for the engulfings and only, it's when I have a higher time frame structure confirm it, or a higher time frame price action confirm it. And I will show you an example, it was this one here. Now I remember, Cherry, and that was for Wednesday. And because we had this impulse move from the market the previous day, and that impulse move showed that bullishness in the market and break all the levels here, and there. Then I said that if the market is going to come to retest this one or that one, I'm going to prepare the bullish engulfing in anticipation, because there is a lot of buying pressure through this candle here, and we're going to be somewhere in the middle, which we said many times. The middle of this candle acts as can act as support or resistance, depends on the direction. But the target, we said it's somewhere here, because we don't want to get caught up in any sudden reversal from the higher time frame. So let's, Cherry, I hope that it's clear now. Let's have a look at the gold from Paul. So gold, it's still hovering around this area here as we marked the last time. And we said that long term we are in a downtrend, but at this point in time, we have to wait for some clear direction in the market. If we're going to have a lower low from here or the break of the high, then we're going to start looking for positions, because now the market is just drifting sideways with no clear impulse move. So we don't have a strategy for just sideways market. We have strategies for trending markets and range markets. All right, guys. Will you be doing a video on pivot points? Because I saw in some charts in intraday, you said about using it to find support and resistance. I can add that debug. Why not? I will just speak with the team and see how can we fit the pivot points. And thank you so much, Alan. Say thank you so much, instructor. I'm more than pleased with your lecture. Could you please throw lights on the euro-yen price action and possibilities of going short? Alan, I just spoke about, just a while ago, we spoke about the euro-yen, and we said that the market is showing lower highs and lower lows on the daily chart. Now we have this price action on the daily chart, which can act as a reversal. Now on the 4-hour chart, we are sitting just right on this support, which we don't know what is going to happen. Maybe buyers, they're going to step in here and they going to lift prices to the upside. The best entry was this one here, the first impulse move retracement. This one here, we take profit around here. Now we have to wait for the market to break below these low points, utilize some type of retest, and then enter short, and we can target the lowest points here as well. It's, that what looks the market is, it can go that far. Okay, appreciate it. Thanks. I use for intraday and know that to know it can be used for swing trading. Yep. All right, guys, that's all from me today. It was really a pleasure to spend this time with you. I hope you gain a lot of value again, market insight, information. So I wish you happy trading and see you on Wednesday, same time. Thank you so much.